The Elkhorn South Storm ran the table in 2015, finishing 13-0, capturing the Nebraska Class B state championship with a 32-21 win over Aurora in the finals. Head coach Guy Rosenberg was happy to see all the hard work his team put in throughout the season pay off the way it did.
I think last year was all just about the mental toughness of our players, of keeping poised during adversity, having faith in their teammates, having faith in our schemes and coaches and process. And we had several games down the stretch where we were behind at halftime, and our players didn't go rogue. They didn't. Sometimes I think you get behind, and human instinct is to try to do your own thing and not operate within the team concept. Our players were very consistent about playing within themselves, playing within the schemes, and being unselfish. And I think just that poise in the fourth quarter of games and overtime of games really paid off, and I think that was all really came home to roost from what they had done during practice during the year, and also during the off season, during the strength and conditioning and core workouts. And so it was just an excellent payoff to their hard work and investment.
Coach Rosenberg has another very talented group returning in 2016. Sophomore sensation Moses Bryant will be back, lining up all over the field, and senior-to-be Braden Wright will man the helm at quarterback.
I definitely had a way more experience for the position I was playing, and it just felt more comfortable. And I definitely noticed that teams were looking to see what I do more, and I would just say it felt the same. It's just that the teams that we faced, they knew me more and knew what I was going to do, and they studied me. But I thought it felt the same, and it was a great season.
Well, his game just continues to get more and more well-rounded, and I think also the key with Moses is that the moment's never too big for him, that again he really keeps his poise and plays within himself when the game is on the line. And I think when you look at the fourth quarter of close games that we've had, he really excelled. And I think that's also the same thing too with Braden Wright at quarterback. But to me, I think that's how you judge a quarterback is, how does a quarterback play on the road when you're behind against a tough opponent, and that was when Braden was at his best. And
it was a lot to handle at first because I was the backup going into the season until Connor Evelyn went down with the injury. So at the start, it was a lot on my plate. But I mean, everyone, it's like a combined leadership. Everyone likes to step up, and it's just everyone helped out. It wasn't just me leading anyone. I mean, being the quarterback, you're obviously going to be the leader, but I mean, everyone goes in together. It's all a team game. So I mean, I think it's that I get my running ability definitely from the quarterback position, because I mean, I don't get sacked very easily. I mean, I don't think I've ever I've had one sack in my life being taken down. So I just feel like if everyone's covered, which everyone's going to be keen on Moses, so he will be covered sometimes, that I have the ability to run for the first down, extend the plays, keep people, give a chance to get open downfield.
Following a breakout freshman year, last season Bryant didn't sneak up on anybody, and opposing defenses keyed on him, which was frustrating at times.
Yeah, at first it was, and that just told me that I had to work a lot harder and show something new, and just still do what the coaches want me to do, and just be strong and keep going.
Moses, I think, just complete back, can catch the ball out of the backfield, can catch the ball deployed as a receiver, runs with power and speed and elusiveness. And I think one of his defining plays last year was against York in the playoffs. Tight game again in fourth quarter, and he caught he was running stick draw. He caught a hitch into the boundary, got a lot more than was there, and put us in position to win that game. And so I think that's just for him of not only the skills but the football IQ and the all-out effort that he plays with when he's on the field.
Although he'll only be a junior, Moses has already caught the attention of college coaches.
Yeah, he's definitely on the radar of the schools. We try to keep them updated with film, and when people stop by, they definitely want to talk about Moses. You're right, even though that it's early in the process there, and they want to make sure that they are on his radar and that he's aware that he's somebody that they're interested in.
I think that colleges are talking to Coach Rosenberg, and he lets me know when a college does. And the main one is UNL, and then I think he told my parents that that he had a call from UCLA, and just telling him that they were watching and stuff. And then I heard he got I think a K-State or something like that. So.
Another weapon out of the backfield is running back Brayton Haley.
You can say a lot of things about Brayton that you can say about Moses. I mean, that they're both just great running backs and great receivers. And I think that was the thing that you were able to see in the state championship game with Brayton Haley. We ran 4 verticals, and he was able to run that bender route and break it to the middle of the field, and had a nice catch in the first half. And want to give credit where credit's due too. Sage Rosenfeld was here in the area and talked to him during the off season, and we've got some small modifications and things that we already did that really made a huge difference. And one of them was that bender route against 2 high safeties when we're running 4 verticals, and Brayton did a great job of executing that in the championship game, and then later on showed his versatility out of the backfield, running just where we ran 4 verticals and ran him on an angle route, right, and kind of got that score right before the end of the first half. And so again, he's an extremely reliable receiver, a great job of catching screens out of the backfield, and also can run with power as well. That Moses got hurt early in the Gretna game, and Brayton ended up being our rhino running back, the deep back there when we're in our double tight 3 running back set, and he really carried the mail there. He got all the tough yards there inside the 10 against a great Gretna defense, and that was extremely key when we getting that overtime win down there at Gretna.
Coach Rosenberg also has plenty of talent on the line, and it all starts with Dixon Loeffler.
Well, Dixon, he's a guy that's a real veteran for us now. That the first half of his sophomore year, he didn't really play a lot. We got some guys hurt, and all of a sudden I think the first game that he ever started was against Elkhorn High, and really had a trial by fire of starting against the heavyweights like Elkhorn High, Scott, Gretna. And again, he's just a big physical guy, works hard in the weight room. We like to trap, we like to pull a lot. And again, he's a mobile, athletic player, and I think that just there's no substitute for game experience. We make a big point of emphasis to play our 2s, to play our 3s, to develop that depth, which I think really served us well at the end of close games last year. And so he's a guy that's been through the battles, and because we're really counting on him now this season to not only be an outstanding player, but to be an outstanding leader. That it's his time to get a chance to step up and be one of the leaders. Coach Drennan's offensive line core there, our big blue wrecking crew. Luke Zipke's also coming back as a starter, Max Gunther. So we're real excited about what we have coming back there. That's where it really all starts and ends offensively, is with offensive line.
Finally on defense, linebacker Cole Anderson will lead another talented unit.
I think he might be the strongest player on our team in the weight room. He's really invested there. The other players really respect him. He's a great leader on our defense, very physical, downhill knockback player, always in the right spot, very high football IQ. And Coach Stanley, Sam Stanley, our defensive coordinator, I think we've got an outstanding scheme there. Really got our safeties involved in the run game last year, and Cole Anderson's really going to be a cornerstone for us there. Evan Peterson's a guy that's coming back that's also a defensive lineman. It's a real high motor, strong in the weight room guy, and we have a couple young linebackers with Jared Jennings and Carson Pilkington that I think that are very physical and very agile, and I think people are really going to notice them jumping out on film this fall.
Reporting from Elkhorn South High School for HuskerOnline.com, I'm Greg Peterson.